Hello, and thank you for purchasing the Scrolling Images and Videos Shopify section by qwiqode. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use it. With this section, you can add custom images and videos with a scrolling effect along with custom text. To get started, let's add some content to the section text by clicking here. I will see multiple options. The first one is the section title, so we can add a custom title in here like this, and then on the text block we can add something like this, and these two fields are rich text, so that means that you can change the wrapping and add custom styling. For example, this title by default is an H2, but you can select it and select another wrapping from H1 up to H6 or a paragraph. Okay, but on this example, I'm gonna leave it as H2. The same with this one, and actually this text block, I'm gonna change it to H3 like this. Next, we have the section button URL, and in here you can add a custom link. It can be to a collection like this. And we also have a button label, so you can change this text over here. So maybe we can do by now. But in case you don't need that button, you can just clear the label and that's it. But on this case, I'm gonna leave it because I want to link this button to all collections on my store. Next, we have an option for opening that link in a new tab. So when this is enabled and a user clicks on it, that link will open in a new tab instead of on that same page. Okay, but on this case, I'm gonna keep it disabled because I want the users to go straight to that page. Next, we have the section text styling, and the first option is alignment. So right now it's left. You can also select it to be center or right like this, but for now I'm gonna keep it on the left. Then we have the horizontal padding, which is the inside distance horizontally. For example, right now it's 10 pixels, but if I increment this, we'll see that we're adding more room in the inside. Maybe we don't see it right now because we don't have a background color, but once we add it, we'll see it. Okay, but for now I'm gonna leave it at 10. Okay, next we have the same styling settings for mobile. We have the alignment and the horizontal padding, and now here we have the title styling. The first option is the color, so we can add a custom color. We can do something like this. Then we have a use custom font option, so when this is enabled, you can choose a font from this list. So maybe we can add something like this. Okay, so you can use a custom font from here, but you also have an option for using a custom font family name, and this is in case you're loading a custom font on your theme. You can add that family name in here and that text will grab that font. For example, if you're loading a Helvetica, you'll put here Helvetica and this text will be that font, so you have that option. But for now I'm gonna remove it because I want to use this other font. Next, we have the font weight, and right now it's default, but you can select it to be bold, okay, or be thin. But for now, I'm gonna leave it default because this font weight looks fine for me. Next, we have the top and bottom margin, so you can add more room outside the title. For example, right now it's 10 pixels from the text, so you can make more room using this field like this. Okay, maybe that's too much. Maybe around here. Next, we have the font size, line height, and letter spacing. And all of them are 0 right now, and that means that it will be the default from your theme. But if you want to adjust those sizes, you can use these fields. So that doesn't mean that it's 0 font size, it's just the default from your theme. But in this case, I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay, so you can control that font size, but you can also control the line height. And the line height is the vertical distance between the characters. So right now it's the default, but if I adjust this, you can control that distance. Maybe that's too much, so you can control it, but for now I'm gonna leave it 0 because I want to use the default for my theme. And while the line height controls the vertical distance, the letter spacing controls the horizontal distance. Okay, so we can adjust this to make more room between those characters. Okay, but maybe that's too much, so I'm gonna leave it as 0 because I want to use the default for my theme. Next, we have the same settings for mobile: margin top, bottom, font size, line height, and letter spacing. Okay, and down here we have the same styling settings but for the text block. So we can change the color. Maybe we can do something like this and use a custom font and adjust the font size. Something like this, okay, something like this, okay, and right now it's very light, but I'm gonna change the color of the background, so this is fine for now. Right now this is a light color, but I'm gonna change the background in a bit, so this is fine for me. Okay, and then we have the button styling. We have the margin top, margin bottom, horizontal padding, and vertical padding. When using the paddings on the buttons, that controls the inside distance over here. So horizontally, we can adjust this to make it bigger horizontally or make it bigger vertically, adding more space using these fields. Okay, so maybe that's too much around here. Okay, and then we have the text styling, so we can use a custom font, family name, font weight. Okay, and maybe on font size I'm gonna make it a little bigger like this. Okay, and letter spacing is fine, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And down here we have the same styling settings for mobile. We have the top, bottom margin, horizontal, vertical padding, and the font size. Next, we have the button borders, and the first option is the border radius. And this controls the corners of the button. So right now it's 0, but if I increment this, you'll see those curves. So maybe if I increment this, I'm making it more oval like this. Next, we have the border width. Right now it's 0, but if I increment this, we'll see that border around the button. So maybe that's too much, maybe around 2, like this. Next, we have the button colors. We have the text color, background color, and border color. So maybe we can do something like this, and the border to be this color. The color can be like this, and actually the border as well, like this. Okay, and then we have the hover colors, and these colors are applied when a user puts the mouse over the button, so you'll see those colors. So maybe on hover, we can try a lighter color like this, and we can make a darker text, and we can also add that border color like this. And actually the border color can be something else, it can stay dark like this. Okay, so that's it for the text. Now let's add some content to the columns, and we have 2 media columns. We can click on the first one, and we'll see multiple options. The first one is the animation direction. By default, it's from the bottom to the top, okay, but you can change this to be top to bottom like this. But on this example, I'm gonna leave it bottom to top, and maybe on this other column, I'm gonna change the direction. And then you have the same option for mobile, so you can change that direction. Okay, and then we have the media fields, and on each of them we have a media selector. So this one by default is video, but you can also select it to be an image, and you can add an image from here, something like this. Okay, so you can add an image, but you can also add a video URL. So you can add it from YouTube or Vimeo. Okay, and down here we have an option for a local MP4 video. So in case you have one on your store, you can select it from here and it will load. Right now we don't see it because we already selected image, but maybe we can add it to the second media element. So we can ignore this. I'm gonna remove it like this. And we also have a poster image. But to show you, let's go in here and we can select video, and we'll see that video URL, this one right here. But let's add an MP4 from our store. Okay, so we added that video, but you can also add a video poster image. So this is in case you want to use a custom placeholder for that video. Maybe we can do something like this. Then when the user clicks, it will show the video. Okay, but on this case, I don't really need it on this one because I really like this effect of the video playing without clicking on it to view it. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna add one more image in here. And on this one, I'm gonna add another video like this. You have an option to fill up to 10 media elements, but right now I don't need more, so I'm gonna leave it like that, and it's gonna loop all the elements. Now I'm gonna go to the other media column, to this one. I'm gonna change the animation direction so we can have this effect, and I'm gonna add more content. This on the second media element, I'm gonna add another video like this, and then on the third one we can add an image, and on the last one we can add another video like this. Okay, so that's it for the content. Now let's go to the section settings to style the section. And once we click, we see multiple options. And in here we have the grid area styling. And the first option is the horizontal gap. And the grid area is this over here, where the media elements are. So you can adjust this to make more room horizontally between the columns. Then we have the grid media vertical gap, and that's this distance over here. So you can increment this to make more room between the media elements. Like that. Okay, but maybe that's too much. I'm gonna keep it like this. And also the horizontal gap is too much. I'm gonna reduce it like this. Next we have the grid area max height. So it's this height over here. So right now it's 65%, but you can increment this to make this taller like that. Okay, next we have the grid media area position. So right now by default is on the right, and we have the text on the left, but you can also select it to be left, so the text is on the right, or you can also select it to be auto. And when using auto, it will be the order from the blocks order over here. For example, when using auto, you can select the text to be between the media elements like this. But on this case, I'm gonna leave it like this, and actually on the right like this. Next we have the styling for mobile. We have the max height, and we have the vertical gap. Okay, next we have the media area styling, and this is only available when using left or right on the media area position, and right now we're using right, so we can use these settings. Okay, and the first option is the area max width. So right now it's 50%, but you can increment this to make those images and videos larger like that. But maybe that's too much. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, and then we have the margin from text, which is this distance over here. So right now it's 20 pixels, but if you increment this, you'll make more room over here, but that's way too much, so I'm gonna leave it around 20. Okay, next we have the styling settings for mobile, and we have the media area position. By default is on the top like this, but you can also select it to be at the bottom like that. But on this case, I'm gonna leave it top. Then let's go back to desktop, and you also have an option for the columns on mobile. So right now it's 2, but you can select it to be 3 or 4. But that's in case you have more columns over here. Let's say we have another column. I'm gonna duplicate this one, and I'm gonna duplicate it again to show you. Okay, so right now it's 3 columns, and because we have 3 columns over here but 4 over here, we see 3 and 1, but you can select it to be 2 like this, or to be 1, or to be 4. So it's up to you. But in this case, we can leave it at 2 because I'm not gonna use so much columns. Let's go back. So I'm gonna remove this and this. Okay, so you have that option. And if we go back, we'll see the margin, this over here, this option. So you can adjust this to make more room between the media elements and your text. Okay, let's go back. And then we have the media area gradient. And with this, you can add this effect on the corners at the top and the bottom. So it looks like that. And then you can change the gradient color. Maybe we can use something like this because I want to use that background color. But actually for now, I'm gonna leave it blank so you can see the effect. But once we change the background color of the section, we can change it here. Next, we have the media gradient opacity. Right now it's 1, but you can adjust this to create this effect. But for now, I'm gonna leave it at 1. And then we have the media gradient height, which is this over here. Okay, so right now it's 15%, but if I increment this, this will be way taller from the top and from the bottom. Okay, but maybe that's way too much. So I'm gonna put it around 20 like this. Okay, and then you have the same setting for mobile. You have the gradient height. Next, we have the media settings, and the first option is the media dimensions. So right now by default is square, but you can select it to be original like this. So there's no cropping on the media elements, or you can select it to be landscape, portrait, horizontal, or vertical like this. Okay, but on this example, I'm gonna leave it square. Next, we have the media border radius, and with this we control the corners of the media elements. Right now it's 0, but if I increment this, you'll see those curves. I'm gonna leave it like that. And then we have the animation speed, and the higher the number, the slower the speed. Right now it's 10, but if I increment this, we'll make this effect slower. Okay, but you can also make it very quick like this. But for now, I'm gonna leave it a little slow like this. Next, we have the video settings, and the first option is the autoplay video, and by default is enabled, but you can disable this to only play the video when you click on it. But on this case, I'm gonna leave it enabled because I really like this effect. Next, we have the loop video, and when this is enabled, at the end of the video will repeat. And when this is disabled, it's just gonna stay on that last frame. But on this case, I'm gonna leave it enabled. Then you have the show controls on video. Right now it's disabled, but if I turn this on, you have that option for the users to scroll through your video. But I really like the seamless effect of the video, so I'm gonna keep it disabled. Next, we have the play icon, and this is only available when using a poster image on the video blocks. Okay, right now we don't have a poster image, but let's go back, and if we add a poster image to this video, which is on this column, we can add a poster from here. Let's say we add this image. That's a placeholder for that video, and if you go back, we can style that play icon. Okay, so right now we have an option for the play icon color. By default is dark, but we can change it to be another color. Also the background color, it can be a custom color like this, and you also have a background opacity. Right now it's 50%, but if you increment this, you'll see it like that. But on this case, I'm gonna leave it with the original colors with a dark and white background like this. Okay, so you can change those colors of the play icon, but you can also select your own play icon using this field. So you can select this, and you can use this icon instead of the default one. But on this case, I'm gonna use the default one, so I'm gonna remove it. Next, we have the play icon size. You have multiple options. So right now it's large. You can select it to be small, medium, or extra large, but on this case I'm gonna leave it actually at medium like this. Next, we have the section styling, and the first option is the section width. So right now it's full width with the content max width of 1280. So that means that the section it's expanding all the way, but the content is staying on that 1280. Maybe right now we don't see it because we don't have a background color, but if we add a background color using this field like this, okay, and we expand it, you see the section expanding all the way, but the content remaining on that 1280. Okay, so that's when using full width with the content max width. But you can also turn this real full width on, and this will ignore the content max width. Let me show you. When this is enabled, you see that the content will stretch all the way across your screen. Okay, so it will ignore this content max width. Okay, but in this case, I'm gonna leave it disabled because I want the content to stay right there. Okay. Next, we have the section background color, so you can add your own. And then we have the border radius. And with this, we control the corners of the section. Right now it's 0, but if I increment this, you see those curves right here. But I don't really need them, so I'm gonna leave it at 0. Next, we have the top, bottom, and horizontal margin. And with this, we can control the outside distance of the section. So right now it's 20 pixels, but if I increment this, I'll make more room at the top and at the bottom. So you can add more room vertically and also horizontal. But when using horizontal margin, it's only available when the section width is regular. So right now it's full width, but if I select it to be regular, this content max width will be the total width of the section. Okay, so you don't see it expanding all the way like that. If I reduce this, I'm reducing the overall size of the section. Okay, and when using regular width, this section horizontal margin controls this distance over here. So right now it's 20 pixels, but I can increment this to make more room outside the section. So that's when using regular. But for now we can ignore it because I'm gonna use full width like this. But you have that option. Next we have the section top, bottom, and horizontal padding, and that's the inside distance. So right now it's 20 pixels, but if I increment this, I'll make more room at the top and at the bottom of the section. And actually on the gradient we can add the same color like this, so it looks more seamless. We can go back. Okay, next we have the same settings for mobile. We have the top, bottom, and horizontal margin, top, bottom, and horizontal padding. And at the very bottom we have a section class field, and this is for advanced users, and this is in case you want to share styling between sections. You can add your own custom class in here, but without any spaces. And let's say on your custom CSS on your theme, red border class has a border of 10 pixels solid red. And you'll see that because we added that class, this styling is being applied. So this styling can be from your theme or custom CSS on your page. So you have that option, and that's for advanced users. Okay, but in this case, I don't really need it, so I'm gonna remove it. And we can also remove this like that. And I really like how it looks, so I'm gonna save it. And that's it. Thank you again, and if you have any questions or if you run into any issues, please don't hesitate to contact us via the support page on our website. Thank you and take care.